Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Olivia here. I've got another video for you today, and this video is a lot more personal and vulnerable than the videos I'm used to doing. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you're new here, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you do consider subscribing so that you don't miss out on any of my future content. And if you're a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. So I wanted to make today's video for the purpose of like self-reflection and just positivity, but also like holding myself accountable. And so I'm going to be talking about 4 things that I accomplished in 2022 and 4 of my goals for 2023. Also, if you're watching this video on the day that I filmed, today's December 1st, so I figured what better time than now to go ahead and start reflecting on the year and thinking about what I want to look forward to for 2023. So if you've watched my videos before, my first accomplishment, as many of you may know, is that I became a licensed realtor this year. And for me, it's been very rewarding. I've learned a lot about working with people. I've learned a lot about how to make myself more valuable to others and to make efficient use of my time. And it was something that I just kind of decided this summer that I wanted to start doing. And it just went from being an idea in my mind to something that I just cultivated and decided I wanted to make a career out of. And it didn't take a whole lot of time to get started. It took about 2 weeks from the process of applying to get my background check and everything and taking my class to actually passing the state exam and getting licensed. So I was really on the fast track and excited to get it done. And I don't know, it was just a really cool accomplishment, and it felt really good to get that praise from friends and family members when I finally became licensed. And I have been able to help a really good friend of mine this year on his journey, searching for a home to buy here. And yeah, it's just great being able to offer that advice. I do have friends and family that will come to me, even like family members in other states that just want advice on buying a home for the first time. So being able to... So my coworker here, aka my boss's dog, had a lot to say, so I think he's done now, so I'm gonna get back to the video. But anyways, like I was saying, it's really cool to be able to help the people around me, and especially friends and family members, with something so big, such a huge investment. My second accomplishment that I'm proud of for 2022 is becoming serious about my health and fitness. This one's been probably the most important to me because I have always, as a child, I've always been active. My parents always had me in sports. I would always go outside and play. And I was so used to having home-cooked meals that were healthy and nutritious. I feel like with a lot of people, this is something similar on their health and fitness journey. And then as an adult, as you get older and you're having to cook for yourself and, decide if you want to work out and when and where you want to go to the gym and all that. And then, getting caught in between work and your personal life, it gets harder and harder as you get older to make time for exercising and to make time for meal prepping and eating healthy. So at the beginning of the year, it was a slow process. I started telling myself I was going to go to the gym on a regular basis. I've been going to the gym and working out for at least about 8 years now. But I wasn't always consistent about it like I should have been. And so at the beginning of the year, I would go to the gym like maybe 3 or 4 days 1 week, and then the next week I would take a break, and then I would go to the gym 1 or 2 days the next week, and then maybe I wouldn't go again, and then I'd be back on it at the end of the month going 4 or 5 days a week, and I would just fall off and start back. And I don't know, I just wasn't seeing the results that I wanted to see. I wasn't feeling fit. I wasn't feeling in shape, as healthy as I wanted to be. And I've really been pushing myself the last few months with being consistent. I've been getting up in the mornings and going to the gym. And that was another thing. Sometimes I would go in the morning and sometimes I would go at night. And I feel like that's definitely okay if that's what works for you. But for me, having a routine and being on a schedule every single day has really helped. So I've been waking up around between 7 and 9 a.m. and getting up and doing at least a 45-minute workout, and an actual real like sweat producing fat burning, heart pumping workout, not just like I'm gonna go walk on the treadmill for 30 minutes and go sit in a massage chair. I have definitely been pushing myself. Also though, like not punishing my body and trying to make up so much for the days where I would fall off. It's all about consistency, it's all about moderation. And another thing, like with my health, I've been trying to swap out junk food, especially sweets. I love sweets. In the middle of the night, like I love a good honey bun, or go over to Baskin Robbins and get some ice cream. That is me all day. And so whenever I'm like watching TV at the end of the night and I'm just relaxing, instead of snacking on like a Debbie cake or kettle corn or something like that, I've been trying to buy fruits and eat that at night. So when I'm craving something sweet, I'll have like a bag of grapes or something while I'm watching my show, instead of sitting and eating a bowl of ice cream while I'm laying back watching Hulu. And I definitely feel like it's helped me just kind of make steady changes, because I think when you just go all in and you just start some crazy diet all of a sudden, it gets really hard to stick with, and then you end up binging on the food that you've been restricting yourself from. So I've gradually been swapping out for healthier options. I've also been trying to not cut out dairy, because I'm always gonna love cheese and butter and ice cream, but trying to lower the amount of dairy that I'm consuming every single day. And I think that's definitely helped with my skin. It's helped with bloating for sure. And just hormonal balance altogether. And so instead of putting dairy milk in my cereal, I've been using like almond milk or oat milk or coconut milk. And whenever I make my smoothies in the morning before I go to the gym, I've been doing that. Or if I make like muffins or some kind of like a box like baking mix that calls for milk, I'll swap it out for that. And so far, like taste wise, it's been just the same. Like one of my favorite home cooked meals to make is chicken and dumplings, and I've actually been using I've used all three actually. I've used almond milk, oat milk, and coconut milk, and it has not changed the flavor at all. And I have not even like noticed a difference in between using those alternatives for when I'm making like my chicken gravy for the chicken and dumplings, and whenever I'm making my little Bisquick dumplings. And so just trying to make healthier swaps. I don't really buy juice anymore. I used to really think juice was healthy because it was loaded with vitamins, and it can be, but a lot of store-bought juice has so much added sugar to where it's not even healthy anymore, and you're getting all these unnecessary calories. And I feel like as a whole in America, like we consume way too much sugar. And so I've been using, drinking those Zevia sodas, which I love the Zevia sodas. The Dr. Zevia, which is their version of Dr. Pepper, and their Zevia Cola, which is their version of, you know, a cola like Coke or Pepsi. They are delicious. They're 0 calorie. Some of the flavors do have caffeine and some of them don't. And they're not super expensive. I usually can get them on sale at like Target or CVS for around like $4 for a 6-pack, I think, a 6 or 8-pack. And I'll usually have those. I don't drink them every single day, but like at least a couple days a week when I'm sitting down. If I'm craving like some kind of carbonated beverage or something sweet, I'll grab a Zevia, and they're sweetened with stevia leaves. So there's no artificial sweeteners, no Splenda, no Sweet and Low, nothing like that. And yeah, that's just one of the ways I've contributed to making healthier choices with my diet, with my health. Now, this is going to sound like it's contradicting what I just said about being healthy, but I have been trying to treat myself more. This was something I started doing, especially after the pandemic when things opened back up from COVID, because I had a few trips that I was supposed to go on that got canceled, and I was not traveling as much. And then with inflation and everything, the cost of plane tickets have gone up significantly, the cost of gas. And so travel is just costing more altogether. And I have taken a couple of trips this year. Some like smaller, like driving over to somewhere for the weekend. And then in the spring, I did end up going to Las Vegas, which I really enjoyed. But whenever I got back from vacation, it just kind of made me think, like, especially doing real estate now, I'm busier with work, and so I don't have as much time to go and travel, at least not right now, while I'm trying to work with newer clients and trying to bring in more clients. And so I was just thinking, like, what if I can enjoy every single week as if I'm on vacation. And that doesn't mean like just go out and be unhealthy and go drink at the bar and eat a bunch of crappy junk food and Whataburger and fast food and all that kind of stuff just because I want to. But I mean just doing things every day that kind of just give me a little bit of luxury or make me feel like I'm on vacation a little bit. And so, you know, I do like to treat myself and go out to dinner. And again, it doesn't have to be unhealthy. For me, my thing is sushi. I absolutely love sushi. I try and take myself out for sushi at least once a week. And I like to go alone. I will just usually sit at the sushi bar at a table and just put my headphones in and watch one of my favorite YouTubers and just kind of wind down and enjoy that personal time. And another thing I've been doing to feel a little bit of luxury every day is investing in really good skincare that feels nice on the skin. I like the way it smells. I like the feeling it gives me adding it into my routine, or using a laundry scent booster that smells really good and just using it on my bedding so when I go to sleep at night it's really relaxing, really calming. Purchasing like nice quality candles that are really relaxing and set the mood at the end of the night when I'm winding down after work, and just everyday things like that that just kind of add to making yourself feel a little bit more comfortable at home, especially when you don't have time to travel. I mean, I think the whole point of traveling, for me at least, is to relax and unwind from the everyday workload and all the stress that you have from day-to-day living. And if I can bring that to myself at home a lot more, which I think I've been doing a really good job of lately, I think I'll be okay with not traveling as much. Lastly, for my accomplishments for 2022, I have really been holding my boundaries, and this one I'm really proud of myself for. There was a point in time in 2021, I really let myself be okay with things that I should not have been okay with, and I was hanging out with friends who didn't encourage me to make the best decisions, and they weren't making the best decisions for themselves as well. And I feel like a lot of times I was letting people push my boundaries, and I wasn't as comfortable with telling someone no, or I would go out of my way to do a favor for someone that may end up putting me out more than it should, or for example, going out with friends, and you know, if I'm saying I have things to do in the morning, I need to get up really early, I gotta work in the morning, and not wanting someone to make me stay out until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning because they're enjoying it and they're partying and they're having a good time. And that's totally okay. You know, if you guys want to stay out late, you know, when it comes to my friends, do you. But when I say that I need to be home at a certain time and I'm leaving, and if someone gets upset with me for that, you know, I'm not responsible for that. I'm not responsible for how anyone else feels about the decisions that I make. I can only do what's best for me, right? Or I, for example, don't want to be around people that are just constantly negative, people that always have nothing but negative things to say about even themselves, about the people around them, about their situation. They don't bring any kind of positivity to my life, and I've been doing a really good job of steering clear from people like that, and really just trying to let the people that come into my inner circle be people that bring me growth and change and uplift me, or if they're not there yet, you know, they're willing to grow and change themselves as well. Also, in regards to holding my boundaries, when I say no, I absolutely mean no. If I say no, I don't want to do something, I don't want to go somewhere, I don't want to spend money on this, it's, you know, not something that I want to spend my time on, I absolutely mean it. And no means no, and I've realized I don't owe anyone an explanation for saying no to anything, and for putting my needs first and taking care of me first before I try and help someone else water or fill their glass, you know, making sure that I'm full, because at the end of the day, you can't be your best self to anybody if you're not taking care of you, if you are not loving you, if you're not practicing that self-love, if you're not giving yourself the attention and nurturing yourself like you should, then you can't be of use to anybody and you can't help anyone out. And so I feel like that kind of falls into the category of holding your boundaries and making sure that you are making sure you're set first before you go out and try to take care of everyone else in the world. Now I want to talk about my goals, things that I hope to accomplish for 2023. I feel like this year I am more optimistic than I've ever been. I'm at a good place in life. Like I talked about before, I've really discovered self-care, self-love. I've been doing a really good job of setting myself up financially so far and surrounding myself with good people, good friends, taking care of my health. And so I'm really excited to see what the year brings. And one of my goals for the upcoming year is to pay my car off early. So I bought my car in spring this year. I think I purchased my car in March. And it felt really good because it's definitely like the nicest car that I've owned. It's had the lowest miles of anything I've owned. It only had one owner. It had like 17,000 miles on it, so it was almost as good as new. And it had all like those fancy features, you know, it's got the peanut butter leather inside seats, the seat warmer, all that, the touch screen, the Bluetooth, all those kinds of crazy features. And when I got in my car for the first time, I really felt like I was driving like steering a spaceship or something with all the like buttons and controls. I was like, what is all this technology? But I really love my car. It's really nice. I like to take pride in the car that I'm driving. And so one of my accomplishments that I want to have for the next year is paying the car off early. I don't have too much to go either. My car is more than halfway paid off. And I've always been really ambitious with saving money and setting goals financially. Same thing with the previous car that I traded in before I got the car I own now. I was always making extra payments, and I ended up paying my car off in less than 2 years, I believe. And I told myself, like, when I got the car, I was going to pay it off early, and I did. And so that's just another one of my goals that I want to set for the next. I feel like personally, this is where I get really vulnerable. I want to make more friends for 2023. For so long, I always thought it was just like the way I am, or that's just like a good thing to have like a really small circle and to have like few friends. I always thought that was good, or that like generally like most people around me I thought were not good people. And I think that's just because I was shown to a lot of negativity, and I was hanging out with a lot of people that weren't really good for me or bring any kind of benefit or positivity into my life. And so for a while I was very closed off, and I only had like, I could probably count on one hand how many close friends I had. And now as I've branched out more and I've become more open with people and I've become a little bit more sociable, I've realized that for the most part, not everyone out there is bad or out to get you. Not everyone has some kind of negative, ulterior motive to bring chaos into your life, or whatever it was that I believed before. And I genuinely do want to make more friends. Like, I have gotten really close with a group of friends recently this year. I've really been enjoying taking short trips with them, going out with them, just having like personal, deep conversations and just enjoying their company. And I want to be able to connect with more people like that. And I'm starting to realize there's a lot of really awesome and cool people out there that I just haven't met yet. So if you are kind of similar and you think, I like to keep my circle small, I don't like people in general, most people are out to get me, like most people out here are negative and they're not trying to see you succeed. I just want to like challenge you, encourage you to change your mindset, because there are a lot of cool and good people out there. And if that is your mindset, then you just haven't met the right people yet. And so I really want to put myself out there, be more open, be more vulnerable, and find and attract people that are like me and that have similar goals to me and want to grow together. Because I've discovered I really do like socializing. I always thought that I was an introvert, but I'm discovering about myself that I am an extrovert, and I do like being out of the house. I do like being in front of people. I do like having fun and entertaining with a group and all that kind of stuff. So I am excited to see who 2023 brings into my life as far as my friend circle. And yeah, I am really excited to meet some new people. Now, my third goal is to declutter. And just with so many things, like number one being clothes, I did not realize until I moved into my house how much clothing I had that I had not even touched in the last 2 or 3 years, how much stuff I had and didn't even need. And I definitely want to downsize to more of like a minimalist wardrobe and clothes that I feel good wearing every single week or every single day instead of just buying outfits for an occasion. And I've gotten a lot better about that, but I know I can still get better with, I haven't been buying a lot of new stuff, but I definitely have more things that I can get rid of. And I have a lot of clothes that I hang on to. I'm not sure why, that I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna wear this one day. Like, I don't need to get rid of it. One day the time's gonna come where I'm gonna have the perfect day where I need to wear this, and then I won't have it. And so yeah, I'm just looking forward to downsizing my closet and getting a lot of my wardrobe cleared out. Also with like photos, like I was going through my phone the other day and just clearing out storage and memory, and looked at so many like pictures I had, like duplicate pictures, just taking pictures of the same thing over and over again, selfies, just random stuff. So I definitely want to free up some space with that, and things in my house. Like I have so much stuff, like candles. I love candles. I splurge on candles all the time, but I have so many, and I've been trying to make myself get close to finishing the candle that I already have before I buy a new one, because it got to the point where I had a closet full of candles. I actually had a whole Rubbermaid tub full of maybe like 30 pounds of candles. I just kept buying because I was like, ooh, these smell good. And then whenever holidays would come around and people would ask me about gift ideas, I would always tell people I love candles. Like, you can never go wrong with getting me a nice scented candle. And so they were just piling up, and I could not use them fast enough. Also with skincare products, I love skincare. I do like to splurge on that from time to time. And there would be times when I would be out shopping and I would just buy a skincare product because I liked the way the packaging looked, or, you know, I liked, whatever, you know, if it says it gives you a brightening glow or exfoliating or skin, you know, softens fine lines or whatever. If it sounded good, I would buy it. And I've gotten to the point where I realized, like, I really just need a simple skincare routine. I don't need all these crazy like skincare masks and all these different products. And I've really learned, like, simple is the best way to go, especially because I've kind of figured out what works for my skin, so I don't really need to keep buying all these crazy extra products just to have because they look nice in my bathroom or whatever. But yeah, decluttering is definitely something I'm going to tackle in 2023. I'm trying to tackle it right now, but I hope I'll get a lot better with that in the upcoming year, and just buying things and bringing things home that I don't have a purpose for. They don't bring anything into my life, but taking up space in my home. My last goal is listening to comprehend as opposed to just listening to respond. And this was something that I seen online recently, and it made me think, like, wow, I really do that a lot, and I've become more conscious and aware of it. So whenever I'm having conversations with people, what I mean by that is if someone's telling me about something, instead of just like listening and, you know, just listening for the sake of giving them an outlet to talk to, I'm always waiting to like chime in, and not necessarily trying to just hijack the conversation, but whenever someone's speaking to me, my first thought is, oh, I remember the time that happened to me, or I remember a friend telling me something similar, and just waiting until they finish the conversation or until they finish their full thought process before I respond. And I feel like that makes me a better person to have a conversation with, and a better listener, and someone that people are more willing to come to for advice or talk to, because when I think back on it, if I'm talking to someone else and I'm looking to get advice from them, I will ask. Or if I'm just looking to vent to them or just tell them how I feel, it feels more well received, I guess, if they're actually listening to the conversation and they understand what I'm saying and they are showing empathy for me, instead of just listening and waiting for their turn to respond. So that's one of my biggest things, and I am a talker. I love to talk a lot, and so I think that'll be one of the most challenging things of everything on my list for 2023, but it's a work in progress, and every day, you know, I'm trying. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope this video brought some kind of positivity to your day and kind of got you thinking about what you want your year to look like next year, and think about all the things that you accomplished this year, and just be really proud of yourself and be looking forward to setting yourself up for an even better year next year. I know we can't control anything that's happened to us this year. We can only control how we react and how we respond to it. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to a lot of growth and change with everybody in the next year. And just let me know if you guys like these sort of personal sit down talk kind of videos. I would like to make more of these in the future. So yeah, that's all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.